What's up? What's up? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Everybody's having a good week so far. We were running a little bit behind. I had a dishwasher malfunction, so the kitchen got flooded, and we were doing that, and we had to move all of our D&D stuff. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll see that we built a custom D&D play area with like terrain and castles and all of that. Anyway, so that's why we were delayed a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. However, topics are kind of all over the place. We're going to be talking about X-Men in today's stream. We're also going to be talking about the CW possibly being for sale. Nexstar is about to lose the CW. I haven't read the whole article, but that's going to be quite interesting. We're going to talk about the Acolyte trailer. We might watch that as well. I want to watch the Alien Romulus trailer as well, because I think that's kind of cool. That's out. There's a couple other things to talk about. I think, was it Harold in the Purple Crayon? We'll get into that. And obviously, we have some other stuff to talk about. Yeah, I think that's pretty. Oh, Marvel's getting sued as well, so we'll talk about that. But let's bring on the guests for tonight. We have 4 people in the green room waiting to come up on screen. As always, Thursdays are open door policy, so we may have some other guests to show up. But thank you guys so much for being here. The first guest is, I'm just going to randomly pick someone. 3Dub. 3Dub is here. What's up, 3Dub? How are you?
It's going good.
Hope you're.
I also had a dishwasher malfunction.
yeah, I heard about that. What a mess! What an absolute mess. Let's see. Where is? I'll do this one. There we go. All right. So we have 3Dub in the house. Omega, I think, is moving or in the process of moving this weekend. So I don't know if he's going to be here or not. We'll see. We also have Darth Bunyan in the house.
Hey.
Who was having some microphone issues before he got started. He was trying to update his microphone, level up, as the Flash would say, his microphone, his audio. Anyway, maybe next time. Time.
Fingers crossed. I'll get it working.
I don't know if he's here or not. He jumped in and didn't say anything, but we have Paigey in the building. I'm not sure if he's actually here or not. Maybe he'll make a noise or something. We'll see. Or he'll just sit here quietly.
He's thinking.
With a picture holding the trophy that should be a W, not an L.
He's scrolling his sound bites. Going, which one do I do?
Anyway, we might have some other people. As always, I dropped the link in our green room, so we'll see. We have some Team Eric members here. Let's give some shout outs. I want to thank everybody for being here, but let's highlight some of our folks here in the Team Eric membership. We have Dino Dragon here in the house. Good to see you, Dino Dragon. Thank you so much once again for being a Team Eric member. South Texas Shark hanging out with us. Good to see you. We also have Heroes Journeys here. Marissa, Jeffrey's in the house. Julia, hello, Julia. Strangers is here. Who else we have? We have a bunch of people in the chat. Fetman plays. Thanks everybody for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out.
My one and only is watching as well.
Oh well, shout out. So yeah, there we go. We're going to be having a lot of fun tonight. Again, a lot of topics. All right, so let's start out with X-Men 97. I'm not going to spoil the end of the second episode. I'm going to kind of keep that ambiguous. I know people should have had plenty of time to watch it, but I feel like I'm still going to be a little bit light with the spoilers and everything. But there's been a lot of interesting stuff. We talked a bit. I don't know if it was I think it was probably last week. We talked about how people were saying that because Rogue's ass was flat, it was going to be bad. Because Morph is non-binary, it was going to be bad. Because Wolverine was apparently going to be gay, that it was going to be bad. Like all these different things they were saying.
Yeah.
And I am here to reassure everyone in the chat. Not that any of those things would have been bad anyway, inherently, right? But I'm going to assure you that any of this negative stuff that people have said about it, literally all lies. None of that has anything to do with the cartoon at all. I think for me, X-Men 97 is one of the best animated things I've seen in a long time. It's definitely revitalized interest in X-Men. I have not seen this many people talking about the X-Men online in a long time. It feels good to see like everyone is talking about, especially Cyclops, who fucking was so amazing. Wow. Cyclops and Storm in these 2 episodes, just fucking amazing. I watched the show in the 90s originally, so it's been a minute since I've seen it. But I felt like I literally, as soon as I started it up, it felt like I was right back in the 90s, like watching it as a kid again. Well, I wasn't much of a kid. I was still an adult in the 90s. But, you know, I was young at heart. But it did take me back. How did you guys feel about it, honestly?
Oh, my childhood just came fully back. I was right back to when I was a kid. The second that theme music came in and it was something new that I hadn't seen before, I was just right back there, and it was amazing. It felt so good, and they've done it so well. They give it such justice. I'll get into more later, but it just felt so good. It felt so good.
Yeah, first impressions just really impressed, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very much.
Oh,
Hearing Beast's voice, like, just again, because he was always like my guy. I always loved Beast. Like, everybody was a Wolverine stan. I loved Beast and his heart and like how blue he was and his little fur on the side of his face. And he was always so nice. And then it was only when he was going, like, when something bad happened, that he got angry, you know?
yeah.
So yeah, and then hearing his wonderful
Another
voice.
Storm fan in the house, NK Rose, #Storm. When she turned the sand into glass, I was like, okay,
He's awesome.
come through with that. Like, that was definitely my, like, that whole moment, just seeing the Omega level threat thing come on, and I'm like, okay, we're finally getting some respect on some of these characters they haven't had in a long time. So I was very happy about that. What about you, 3Dub? Did you watch the OG cartoon or no?
A long time ago.
You had seen episodes of it before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of your first impressions of X-Men 97?
Upgrade, definitely
Yeah.
upgrade. The whole they did Cyclops right, where he is the leader, and basically like his landing was so awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, that's yeah.
Liam called it happening, right? And I was like, oh, there's no way they're gonna do that. And then, oh my god, he, like, the way they pulled it off.
I'm going to tell you right now, that hero landing was like, what am I watching right now? What am I seeing on my screen? Absolutely incredible.
It felt like they went plus ultra.
Yeah. So I want to say this. There's been a few people on, where's Discord at? There we go. Had to start up Discord. There's been a few people on social media who have been involved with the making of this cartoon. Some of the artists, some of the people posting up their scenes, like the things that they took part in, and to see them so excited as artists to finally, after 3 years of working on this, to see all of this stuff coming out and how much people are loving it. And it must feel super validating after having to deal with all of the negativity leading up to the release of this cartoon. Because keep in mind, not everybody saw it. Obviously, we're in a unique position because we're on the internet, and the internet is full of people that just constantly complain about stuff. But in a unique position where we got to see that stuff happening in real time, where people were astroturfing the fuck out of this cartoon, calling it names, saying all this stuff about it. And it must be extremely validating to have it, after all that hard work, to come in and see all the love that is being shared about the cartoon right now.
And the OG people, the creators, the actors, like, to be able to like communicate now in a focused place that isn't just somebody like just knowing that they're a part of it and going, oh, by the way, I loved your work on X-Men. Like, now is everybody able to share all of the love that they've had over these years in a proper way. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah. He changed his picture.
Yeah, we're not going to do that today. Sorry. That gets me in trouble. Sorry. He knows that, so we're not going to play that game. Hey, Lance, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm tired.
We're talking about X-Men 97. Have you watched the first 2 episodes?
Yes, I have. The term gasm comes to mind because yeah.
Oh shit.
Strong feeling.
Yeah. I was screaming all night last night watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't mind him being naughty, but if he's not going to participate in the chat, we're not going to play picture games tonight.
The show is loaded already.
Yeah, he doesn't watch X-Men 97, so I don't think he has much of an opinion about it anyway. Organized Chaos here. Bob says Magneto Cyclops were real highlight. Storm was great too. I think so. You know what is funny is I remember being very, like, I don't know, put off by some of the like weird phrases that Storm would say back in the 90s when she was like, bring her powers and stuff. But I thought that the speech in the first episode was really, really good. And I know a lot of people haven't seen the second episode yet, but there's a speech in the second episode that's also really good.
Yeah.
There's if you go back to the live action one too, she did say a bunch of like cheesy puns.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I actually think that they did that because of the cartoon. Because she doesn't in the comics, she does say stuff sometimes, but not like she did. The cartoon really was where all of that was shining or whatever.
I'm just excited for her upcoming the storyline that I think that they're going with for Storm. I'm really excited.
Yeah. So here we have a comment from Esiosa. I want to make sure I got your name right. Esiosa. If I say it wrong, just correct me. X-Men 97 is the beginning of good Marvel shows. So I want to say this. I think that this is definitely, to me, showing that this is the direction that Marvel should be going in the future, like more mutant stuff, more X-Men content, because it's quite clear to me that all the testing they were doing in the last phase with the hits and misses, I really believe that missing thing was just having mutants involved in one way or another, like to fill in, because it feels like a natural progression after Endgame. It feels like a natural progression to just bring mutants into, the Marvel universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe, I should say. But yeah, prior to that, there's a lot of Marvel shows I love. So I'm not gonna say it's the beginning of good Marvel shows, but this feels like the proper progression.
Did you notice that they used the the proper MCU news network, the WHIH that they use on like majority of their shows and films? They threw that in there. So I'm like, are they trying to say that this like X-Men 97 is just like another Earth in their multiverse? Are they trying to say that now? Because if they are, I mean, just throw them in Secret Wars animated and I'll be cool. Like I'll be cool with that.
Dino Dragon here. I want to answer this. I answered this on, I think it was a couple different podcasts where I've talked about this, but there's two things you can do. One, you can jump into this without knowing a lot. It kind of tells you from the beginning, like where everything is and how these characters are. I mean, the writing is so fucking good. Like they catch you up right away and get you right on board. But if you want to know like some of the characters that are in the series that you may not be familiar with, on the YouTube channel here, with the Marvel, I think it's the Marvel YouTube channel, they release like a 3-minute video that kind of tells you these are the characters, these are some of the stories, like important plot points in 3 minutes. Now, there are some channels that do like 30-minute deep dives. Like if you want them to go season by season and tell you all the storylines, you could watch those too. But if you don't want to do either of those things, you can literally just jump into it. And I'm totally excited. Anyway, oh yeah, look, where's it at? Actually, let's see them likes. Get the likes up.
They had to do that though, right? Because of such a big gap. They could not have it hinging like in such a way that only people that had watched it before would be able to understand it, because that would have just killed it straight away.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Were you thrown off by the actor playing Wolverine like changing his voice up?
Well, I mean,
you can hear his age. I wanted to say that you can really hear his age. Yeah, I feel bad noticing that, but you can't help but notice that.
Yeah. Everybody else sounded really solid though. Like they sounded pretty much like they did back in the day.
Yeah.
Lone Wolf here, Team Eric member for 41 months. Holy shit. Magneto was so amazing during the trial scene. That whole scene, which I don't think that Darth Bunyan's gotten there yet, but
close.
That whole scene, I don't want to spoil it at all. Like I feel like
they elevated the comic, bro. They elevated the comic
dialogue. Like it's better than the comic book, which is a really, really hard thing to do. There's a moment where you think he's about to go back in, like when Magneto. Okay, there's actually two moments. There's the moment where
that was so crazy.
They come looking for him, and in a second he's like, "Oh, wait, hold on, you forgot who I am. My name is Magneto. Nice to meet you. I'm gonna fuck your shit up." That's the way it went. Like that was the conversation, and then he's like, "Oh, so I can exonerate myself? So let's go do that. Let's roll up and do that." And then he proceeds to go there and then gives another speech where he's like, I could just really make it bad for all of you right now. But you know what? I'm going to sit back in the cut. I'm going to let things do what they're going to do because I believe we can really make this happen because Charles, blah, 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 all this stuff. It was so good. It was so fucking good to me.
Yep.
I really was all about it, honestly. All right, so here we go. We got a super chat from Lone Wolf, a $5 super chat. So was Rogue Magneto thing? Yes, the relationship was in the comics, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but
it was in.
It gets a little serious. It gets a little serious because Magneto can put like a magnetic field around his body so that they can actually touch each other. And it doesn't affect
that's really
one
cool.
of them.
That's really cool. Like he's the only human that she can actually have physical contact with.
Right.
Like that's really dope.
Yeah. The love triangle set up there is going to be really interesting.
He was so salty standing in that hallway.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a Spider-Man X-Men relationship that I'm trying to remember?
I mean, Spider-Man.
It was from Ultimate Spider-Man comics. I can't remember if it's Kitty Pryde or Rogue.
Yeah.
Because
that comes to mind when they're trying to protect. You use safe loving, like with full body.
Yeah.
Full body protection.
Hold on, where's this?
Yeah, we could just use that.
All right, so I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with like a lot of these accounts that are just doubling down on dumb shit. So I haven't seen anybody in my timeline that has not liked X-Men 97. As far as I can tell, everybody's liked it. Even the people. It's funny to me because a lot of the channels that had a lot of shit to say about this have been crickets since these 2 episodes came out.
I saw a weirdo on TikTok.
I'm not surprised. People are reaching. They're reaching. You would think they're Mr. Fantastic the way they're reaching for shit. Like seriously, they're reaching, right? Here's an online site. I was like, why are we still trying to do this? So this is Giant Freaking Robot. We all know that this site is.
We got Discovered Junior.
Yeah. So they're doubling. They're talking out of like. They're literally talking like it's a person. Like they're talking like it's a real person just hanging out with their friends having a conversation. And they go, people trying to claim X-Men 97 is a secret parable for their personal pet causes, really taking the fun out of it. No, it isn't. That's all you. Leave it alone. Dude, the X-Men it's a civil rights story. The first 2 episodes are a civil rights story. That's the whole reason Magneto is on trial. Are you fucking kidding me? And then it goes even further here. It's like, aside from being annoying and this way of thinking is so incredibly boring, if everything you watch is always about the same thing, I can't imagine anything more lame. Really, get some imagination. Just made the mistake of trying to engage with these people. I did not know it was possible to be that delusional without being hospitalized. My entire time on Twitter, I don't think I've ever had to report for someone for threats of harassment, but I've had to make 2 reports and counting. Twitter's not going to do anything, by the way.
Nope.
They don't do anything. I've tested it. In the last 10 minutes, just over this post, wow, what is wrong with people? I will say this, it is entirely possible that as the show unfolds, it will turn into something about insert your bias here, but it's not in the evidence yet if it is. It's not like there's a shortage of shows about insert bias here. Can we just give it a rest for a second or two? So how could someone watch... Because I'm assuming everyone here that's talking has at least seen the first episode.
Yeah.
How could you watch this and not understand that the story is about civil rights? That's literally what the fucking story is about. So, of course, people are going to compare that to things that happen in reality. They're going to say, oh, these things are like XYZ. Because that's just what it sets up. That's what happens when you look at something. That's how you relate to something. Even in fantasy settings. I don't care how immersed you are in that world. In your mind, you don't live in the world of mutants. So you have to have something to tether you to reality. That's the whole point of these stories. So when people say stuff like this, it blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind.
They either have to have been watching it with like massive blinkers on, or they're just doing it for clicks, because that is a ridiculous statement.
Insert your bias. Okay, mutant persecution. Right? We're talking about someone that committed war crimes going on trial. We're talking about the fact that mutants are being hunted down. Like all of this, whether or not they want it to be, it is an allegory for other things that happen in real life. Otherwise, no one would care. That's what made the X-Men so great. When these stories were being written in the 70s and 80s by Chris Claremont, and you had people like John Byrne working on it. You had people like Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri, Art Adams, John Romita Jr. You had all these people working on it that really, really put their heart and soul into these characters and these stories. They did so because they knew that it mirrored a lot of what people deal with in real life. And it's fair enough if you as a viewer, as an individual person, do not want this to reflect your life. But people should be grateful if you're watching this and it does not reflect your life. You should be grateful because the fact is that it does resonate for a lot of people, which is what makes it so good. I just don't. I don't understand these. Like you said, it's for clicks. It's for engagement. That's why I didn't even respond to it. I bookmarked it and said, "We'll talk about it on stream." I'm not going to engage with this. This is clearly just a person that has wants attention that I didn't want to give them on social media because Twitter pays people to be dumbasses, pretty much. Which, by the way, I was talking about people before, like when Boogie got on there, he keeps talking about. I finally blocked Boogie 29888 because I couldn't take it anymore. I kept seeing it pop up my For You thing. Video games are supposed to be fun. Shut the fuck up! I'm so tired of hearing about it. You're just doing it for clicks at this point. Anyway, back to the matter at hand, though. X-Men 97 goated. I think it's going to be an amazing season. I think we're in for a good run. Between that and Invincible, which this week also was fucking amazing.
Yeah. Between
these two cartoons, I'm really happy at the moment. I think there's a lot of good stuff to watch on television. Any other opinions about this before we move on to our next topics?
Just did you see that Fandom Wire one that was just as bad as that statement?
No. What was that? What did they say in Fandom Wire? But Lance loves Fandom Wire, so
it was. Sorry.
Halle Berry Storm or talk about some X-Men 97. Improved Halle Berry Storm. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Fandom Wire, Bam Smack Pow, they're all like terrible. Like,
should I be watching Shogun? I've only.
Yeah,
Robert, you're gonna hate me, but the first episode did not hold my attention. I don't know why, it did not hold my attention.
Watch it. It's such a love letter, right? It's such a good show. The attention to detail and just the display of ancient olden Japanese culture is phenomenal. Like, there's been no point in the show where I'm just like, oh man, these dudes are just having a good time out here. Like, the whole time I'm immersed in everything that's happening. It's such a good show. I cannot speak about it highly enough, right? Hiroyuki Sanada is just a force. He is so good at what he does, right? Like, there is a point where the guy is just talking with mud on his teeth. I'm not going to tell you how or why, right? But there is that much dedication in between takes. I think he just swallowed a bit of mud, right? Like that, right? And that's how much dedication this man has to the story that they're telling, right? And they're not doing a season 2. It's 10 episodes and they're done. They told their story and they're gonna be done with it, right?
You know what? I respect that so much. I do. I respect it when, like, there's a show and they're like, we're doing like 1 season, we're doing 2 seasons, we're doing 3 seasons, and they stick to it no matter what, because you're gonna get a fucking good story then, because they're not gonna drag it on. Some people would argue that shows like Walking Dead and Supernatural went on for too fucking long. Like, the shows have gone on for too long. I don't know. I'm not saying that that's my opinion. I'm just saying that some people say that.
Right. And I know you're supposed to, but I hate one of the main characters. Like, just every time he talks, like, it just makes my blood boil, right? And it's the English guy. So
I'm seeing a lot of love for Shogun in the chat. I guess I'm gonna have to binge it tomorrow. How many episodes are we on now so far?
5. 5 just come out. Okay, please do.
Okay, all right. We will, and I'll follow up on it. This was a meme that popped up. 3Dub shared this about Cyclops getting respect. I'm gonna say right now, the scene with him fighting where he was using his optic blast like he was a martial artist. I was like, holy, like, I've never seen anything like that ever. Even in the comics, when he's done some crazy shit, I have never seen that. He's like, boom, boom, sliding all around. I'm like, what the hell am I watching?
I saw somebody ask over on TikTok. He's like, how are they not burning up? I said it's
because it's not a heat blast, it's concussion.
It's like a punch.
It's like you're getting punched really hard, basically.
Yeah, of course, if you apply friction to something for a long period of time, it'll get hot. He's not killing people.
The people that made this were like, we're going to remind you why Cyclops has been the leader of the X-Men.
The new voice actor is doing an amazing job. Like, I thought that was the old voice actor.
Yeah,
but the new one is like doing a great impression.
Wow, didn't even know.
Yeah, like, that's a new voice actor. Jubilee's a new voice actor.
Wow, okay. They fit right in. Because
they do. Cody with the $10 super chat showing love and a Team Eric member. Thank you so much, Cody. While I loved it, there are 2 things I'm really iffy with. Not showing Sunspot's origin in the beginning and skirting around Magneto's Jewishness during the trial. Yeah, so I have heard, I don't know if this is true or not. I had to go back and look. Does anybody remember if they were explicit about whether or not Magneto was portrayed as Jewish in the cartoons? Because someone said that it was never officially stated that all of the stuff that happened to him was a ambiguous thing. Like, you know, when Charles attacked his mind and gave him visions of his youth or whatever, apparently that wasn't necessarily going back to like Germany. It was literally just a random like thing or whatever. Do we know that? Did they ever touch on that with him?
I
in the
don't
cartoon?
remember. It can't have been that big if none of us remember it. It can't have been that much of a part of his identity as a villain in the show.
I know Nightcrawler he's Catholic or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish they would have. As far as Sunspot goes, I'm hoping we get more from him because Sunspot has some really wild stories in the comics. Maybe we'll get to those. Julia here says the fight scenes in X-Men 97 made me think of Capcom. Yeah, well, the person that animated it apparently was a fan of Marvel vs. Capcom, the game. So that's probably why the fight scenes were very dynamic because of that. Anytime you get a gamer working on something like that, they're gonna amp it up and really knock it out of the park. So Mix Up here says no, they didn't explicitly say that he is Jewish. Yeah, that's what I've heard, that they didn't actually confirm that in the cartoon. So I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna even mention it or not. Lone Wolf here with the $5 super chat goes, this makes me want to see a 90s Spider-Man show come back. How about y'all? I've heard that this may actually reignite the return to that and finish that storyline for Spider-Man.
And they needed to.
There's one that I don't know the exact name, but he goes basically. J. Jonah Jameson's son goes into a rocket, and he has to follow him to make sure he's safe. And then somehow he winds up in another dimension or something, or another planet, and he has to take on a new identity. He becomes like an Ultimate Spider-Man. I want that one back.
Yeah. My favorite X-Man, and we can just kind of go down the line. We don't have to give a reason why, but because that would take a while. But if anybody wants to answer, my favorite X-Man is Rachel Summers. I love her. I've always loved her. The first issue of Excalibur, when I saw her like headlining that team, that iconic, Alan Davis cover with like her and Captain Britain and Megan and Nightcrawler and Kitty and Lockheed and all that on that cover. I loved it. Excalibur was one of my favorite X-Men comics, and I really fell in love with her there. Matter of fact, the big poster, not a poster, but the big painting we have in our dining room is of Rachel Summers. And I wore that shirt last night after I watched the cartoon, because I'm like, please bring Rachel in. Please bring her in, because I see we're getting some like Madeline Pryor, Jean Grey stuff going on. So I'm hoping that will happen in the episode, in the season. So does anybody else have any shout outs for their favorite X-Men characters?
Mine's
always
Beast.
Wolverine.
All right. Beast.
Mine's will always be Beast. It's just something about a big blue furry werewolf thing. And Nicholas Holt made Beast cool for me. The shifting back and forth made it cool for me.
In the show, it's Beast, but overall, it's always been Nightcrawler.
Okay, that's cool.
Love it.
I guess the unusual one is actually Light Phoenix. I liked her in the comics.
Yeah.
It's when
I want to say we are going to talk about the Acolyte. We'll probably watch the trailer. But the reason why I'm going to save it towards the end is because I know it's going to get like hit. So we're going to wait and watch it closer to the end. We're going to watch that, and we're going to watch the Alien Romulus trailer. So if you guys want to stick around for that in the chat, it'll be towards the end of the stream. But I do want to talk about, without looking at the trailer, I want to talk about this situation here. And I want to get everybody's kind of take on this. And then we're going to move on to the CW news, which I think is quite interesting. So, Paige, you might chime in now. He's been awful quiet, but now that we're not talking about it. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. He was waiting for the X-Men chat to get over with. Okay, I made a short video about this on my other channel. Well, actually, if you're watching this on Eric Debunks, I put it on that channel, but I'm going to talk about it here on Eric's Reloaded while we're live. This whole idea of likes and dislikes on YouTube is so stupid.
I thought no one could see that anymore.
Well, you can put an add-on on Google Chrome that lets you see them or whatever. Okay. But I'm so exhausted with like people trying to say, oh, this means something's bad because a bunch of bots disliked it. You know what I mean? It's really, really, really stupid. Can we please get away from this shit? And why are outlets like Discussing Film and Culture Crave even commenting on this? Why are they even talking about this? They know full well that people can have 100 Google accounts and just go dislike a trailer.
Mhm.
I mean, think about this. Like, we saw this with like the Batwoman stuff, and Lance could even talk about this when Batwoman was on. Every time something dropped with Batwoman, you get this large amount of dislikes on those fucking videos. It's like, that's not real people. It's
I'm
just
tired.
multiple accounts. So
And if like 12 people had 100 accounts each, there it goes. They can all dislike.
like, what? So confusing here. Let me ask you this. We all make videos here on YouTube. Every single person here. Well, I mean, Darth, you're doing your live stream, but I don't know if you make videos or not, but he's muted. You're muted, Darth.
I do, yes. Lots of videos,
Okay.
different kinds, yeah.
But I'm going to start with Paige. He's been so quiet. Paige, do you care about the likes and dislikes on your video? I'm just curious. Do you even look at them? Do you care about them? Yes, no?
No, I mean, they're sort of irrelevant unless you're like... I mean, they're still technically relevant, but they've like gone down from what they used to be, because they used to be a part, like the actual, what would you call it? The ratio used to be.
Right.
Now, if you get a lot of them, it actually can help. With a trailer like this, it doesn't matter because it's a trailer. It's not like someone's review. Like if it's a review, then it's different. That just helps boost the video, but it's a trailer. If they're legitimate dislikes and stuff, then Star Wars could look and go, oh, okay, well, what didn't they like? And you do it to like a market research thing or something like that. But I mean, like, what's that? Like 300,000 likes or 300,000 likes / dislikes. I don't know. I think I saw the trailer. Like, don't know if I'll watch the show. I don't really necessarily know if I'm going to care when it comes around.
Really?
But I didn't see anything in that thing that was overly insulting. It was just more maybe the concept of people, like, you know how sometimes people don't want something addressed. They would rather leave it. It's back there in the past, and you can make up your own thought process on how that all shaped up, and then it built up to this.
You know, I'll actually watch it after we talk about this, just because I think for clarity's sake, we probably
so
need
can I just
go
say,
ahead.
It sounds so conspiracy theorist, right? But with all the stuff that happened with DC and the Snyder Comics, right, I'm sure that there is a whole group of anti-fans that are just out to get all stuff that is Star Wars and Disney. Because, as Paige said, right, there is nothing in that trailer that suggests this is going to be any affront to the legacy of Star Wars in any way.
Well, it's not just the trailer. They're digging up stuff that's not even related to the actual show, just from people that are involved with the show.
Years before anything begins, kicks off with like the fact.
Is it 100 or 1,000?
Wait, was this the one where the actress said like it's time for a woman?
No, that's the movie. That's
okay, I was gonna say it could be carryover from that.
This is literally just they're going after people attached to this for other stuff they've done outside of Star Wars, and like looking at it and going, oh, this is gonna be that. Like, so like they've hired a trans actress to play a character on the series, but we don't know, as far as I know right now. Chat, you can correct me on this.
Oh my God, yes, right. Her name, I forget her actual name, right? But she has a channel on YouTube, and she is so goddamn smart, right? This content she makes is so intellectually dense that I try to watch it and keep up, but I just cannot for most of it. But she is so smart, and the fact that she's attached to this, I'm there just cheering her on because my partner and I love her content, and she's a great person, super smart, very, 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 very talented, and she's gonna crush it in this.
Is it Philosophy Tube? Is that what it is? Abigail. Okay, so this is the channel. Thank you, Comfort of Strangers. Whoops, where's that? So it's Abigail Thorne is her name, and it's a Philosophy Tube. But here's the thing: we have, as far as I know right now, and again, chat, you can correct me or anybody that might know here. I don't think we know what character she's playing at the moment, right? Do we know the name of the character? So they're already attacking the show just because she's been hired to work in it.
Now.
It's just dumb. It's so dumb and so exhausting to have to deal with these people that collectively have an IQ less than a slime mold. Yeah. I mean, that's literally what it is. It's so annoying. Mm-hmm. Let's watch the trailer because I do want. I was going to save it to the end, but I think for clarity's sake, we probably should. We probably should watch it.
Boss, right? Can I say before we start it?
Yeah,
right?
Go ahead. I'll pull it up, but keep talking.
Just like how insane it is. The trailer's so cool because it just shows, right? There's lines that are said in like an old Xbox game where it says like, when you compare us to the people of the past, we are but children playing with toys. Like they were the true weapons masters, right? And this that was said of like people back then in the ancient times. So even now, like it's nothing compared to what we could have got. You know what I mean? And the comparison of how like Obi-Wan fights in episode 3 and stuff like that compared to what we get
once
here.
That's not me, by the way.
Yeah,
that was Lance. That was Lance.
Oh,
that is on full, right. We are getting.
I was like, is that a commercial for something? Anyway, go ahead. Dark.
We are getting to see some amazing stuff, and this is just the tip of the iceberg of what we're going to get, and I'm already blown away. I can't wait.
Okay, so let's watch the trailer, and I'm probably not going to stop this one much. I just want to kind of give everybody a vibe for it, but I think it looks really good. If you're somebody that likes Star Wars TV shows, this feels like it's going to be a step above some of the other stuff we've had. So anyway, let's watch this.
Close your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you. You must not
Hold on,
trust
pause.
them.
We're not even a minute into it. Like, what are you laughing about?
If you just
Honestly, normally I see what you're laughing at. I have no idea what you're laughing at here.
If you go back to the beginning, and he goes, "Close your eyes," and he goes, "Your eyes." It sounds like the person he's asking to close their eyes didn't know how to close their eyes or close something else. Just replay it, and then listen to it again.
Is that funny to you? Like, really?
I thought it was funny.
Okay.
Close your eyes. Your eyes.
I see fire.
I love her, by the way.
Someone is killing Jedi. It doesn't make sense.
That was the one from Logan, the girl.
What happened?
I sensed darkness.
Oh my god, that looks so good.
I used to be able to do that.
That is
This isn't about good or bad. This is about power and who is allowed to use it.
What is that?
I love this part.
What the hell is that to complain about? Right there, anything. Nothing.
Except for the joke at the beginning that made Paige laugh. Apparently that was not good. But
that would make me watch it. If that had that type of humor in it. He asked them to close their eyes, and some idiot kid was like, "Oh, my eyes."
I need someone to break this down correctly because I tried to tell this story earlier. What is the drama around the whole Sith thing and the red saber and all of that? Does anybody have a explanation for that?
Basically, if it's talking about Darth Bane, is that a few hundred or thousand years before this hit, there was a rule set up where there would only be two Sith. Someone to have the power and someone to seek it and then take it from him and then to replace that person and keep the cycle going. The issue with that is that Palpatine completely threw that away anyway, and the whole Skywalker saga is filled with that being broken. So people sitting there and moaning about anything is just completely ridiculous anyway.
You took the answer right out of my mouth.
Yeah, so and Dane here says there's only supposed to be.
You don't watch Star Wars.
Hey,
is Lance
I know
a fake
about
Star Wars fan? Is that what it is?
I know about the Sith and Palpatine's butt and stuff. I know about that.
The only answer that Lance could actually give us, we were like, "Man, that's correct." Is Gervasio Leslie's bra size? That's about it. Because
Shots fired.
Yes, I guarantee he has that memorized. Pretty sure he has that memorized.
Well,
he has a tattoo on his left thigh.
Oh well, we do talk from time to time on Twitter.
Oh, right. They've had an exchange on
Jen Cole when she's issuing another restraining order.
Look, it's a little confusing for me as someone who is a casual fan of Star Wars. It is extremely confusing. So I just want to be entertained at the end of the day. So that's why I'm looking forward to it. So Calvin says, so the red saber we saw in the trailer doesn't belong to a Sith, possibly. Maybe. Maybe. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is something a little bit quicker, but I just wanted to throw this out there. So there's this movie coming out called Late Night with the Devil. I'm sure you guys have already seen this stuff on social media, whatever.
Do you know what it's based off?
Well, go ahead, tell us.
It's based off an Australian late night talk show.
Was it the same title as this, or was it just based
No,
off
it was a guy in the 80s. He was an American guy who lived in Australia. His name was Don Lane, and he did like a show, and he'd always do like a segment where he did like weird things. And it's based off that. Like the guys that made it, two Australian, I think they're brothers. I don't know if they're cousins or they're brothers, but they're two Australian guys wrote and directed it. I mean, it was filmed in Australia.
Yeah.
Like a couple of years ago.
So the issue is that they were trying to hide the fact that a lot of the artwork used in it was AI art. And they got accused of it, and then they came out, I think, and admitted that about 3 minutes of the art that's used in it is AI art. But now there's people saying there's more than 3 minutes in there, and it seems like a lot of people are upset about it. This is an independent film. It's not like a studio film, as far as I know. I think it's an indie film. So it wasn't a big budget movie or anything like that. But a lot of people seem to be upset that they used AI at all in the film because of all the drama around AI. So my question to everybody here and in the chat, if you feel like answering as well, is there something ethically wrong with supporting this because it did use AI, or is it like it's supplemental and it doesn't matter? Like how do you guys
for me
feel about
using AI takes away of creativity. So I get there's like I'm for in the shortcut, but at the same time, I like creativity.
Okay. Any other opinions from anybody?
Go ahead, Darth.
It's the next step in where we're going in society. Do you know what I mean? Like, automation has happened in other industries. Just because it's now happening in a creative one, everyone now has an issue with it. Automation has taken jobs from people in the past, and everybody just had to accept it. This is no different. It's just different because it's a creative issue.
To add on to what I was saying is using AI for specific tools in editing is okay, but to take over your job, no. When you become lazy, no.
Lance, did you want to say anything about this? Because I do have a couple of things I want to bring up before we move on.
I think before the whole topic of like AI, like taking over jobs, like with the strike is when this whole AI thing really, really, really became more mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
So I think to use it now is unethical because we literally just went from the summer until November fighting this thing between the Writers Guild of America and the Screen Actors Guild of America. So to turn around and use it is kind of like a
slap in the face.
F you guys, we're gonna do it anyway.
How long do you think would be appropriate? Because then it becomes taboo if you wait too long.
I mean, I get that, but at the same time, use it in discretion. Like you're saying, like how much of the movie's art was AI?
They initially said about 3 minutes of the slides that they used for like the transition screens are AI, but apparently now there's rumors that it's upwards of like 30 minutes of the movie has AI art in it, including the backgrounds and stuff. So
that's excessive when you could just use real artists.
Well, a real artist redid that particular card in like 30 minutes, and it looked better than that. And he's like, they could have paid me to do it. Like, I don't know why they would use AI, but
it's just a way around paying. Like, it's just a way around paying.
It's
real,
lazy,
tangible people. So it gets weird. It's weird now. Like,
I'm going to talk about this as well, Michael. I do think there's an argument about this,
right?
Also, but I want to get
where but there's going to be a point where the you're going to be able to sift through the good and the bad. You know what I mean? There's going to be a point where it's going to be so ubiquitous that you're going to be able to spot the bad stuff a mile away, and like you're going to know who to avoid as companies. It's the same with everything in your life. You know what I mean? You don't stick to bad stuff that you don't like. You go to the stuff that you enjoy, and it's going to be the same with this stuff.
I'm AI.
I have heard that a lot of social media sites are now requiring, or they're going to come up with a system that will automatically identify and label AI so people know that it's AI, which I think is a good thing. Apparently, YouTube is also doing that. So if you're using AI in your videos, the videos will say that it's AI. They're starting with deep fakes, but they're going to move on to all AI content being labeled as AI so people know. I wonder if people are going to get wrongfully tagged for AI. That's going to be really interesting to see how that happens.
I always like subtitle my things as fan made so that I don't get you're trying to trick us. No.
Paige, are you thinking this is being blown out of proportion, or how do you feel about this?
Oh, 100% for one simple reason.
What's that?
The movie was finished over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
It premiered a year ago. It was filmed over a year and a half, like in 2022. We're 2024, so yeah, 2022.
Yeah.
Simple thing. It was people are acting like it was, and I think that's the issue because it is coming out now, so it lines up where maybe it was filmed during the strike, or it was, being edited or put together during the strike, or whatever it is. But yes, the things that have been called out previous to this, we're in the same position. They were made before the strike. Like True Detective's the other one that was done before the strike. Or those episodes where they had the poster on the wall, which was AI.
Yeah.
And at the time, everyone was doing it. They were all that's why it became such a cause for concern, because people realized, people aren't hiring these companies now, or these individuals, because they can just do this. So then it became the whole thing. But these projects here are just the few. So it's actually a good thing.
Same thing with Secret Invasion.
Well, Secret Invasion was a bit of a that was like, once again, Paul, they got pointed the finger at the most, because I think didn't they come out literally as the strike started or something like that? Yeah. So they were then, like, theirs was like more evident than the other ones, where it's like a thing that flashed on screen for half a second.
So I want to point out some of the bigger issues with this. So we could talk about the theft aspect, but I think that's getting settled now because we have two AI companies suing each other over assets. So we'll see what happens with that in court, right? I don't know how that's going to go, but I think that will probably settle the theft issue, because that's going to create a new, if it goes high enough, it's going to create a new system for AI art because of this. I don't know how you can sue people for stuff that you don't own, but good luck with that. But the courts here in the United States have already decided that you can't trademark or own AI art. They've already said that. Like, you can't make something, sell it as AI art, and then sue somebody else for using it, because you can't own it. Yeah. So if movies like this one were to try and flag people for showing their artwork in videos and using their artwork, they can't do it because it's not legal, not in the United States anyway.
That's a really good...
Wow. I do think it's going to be quite interesting to see how that goes. But I don't know if I'm going to be seeing the movie anyway, because it's an indie movie. I don't think it's going to be showing anywhere near me. Like, I'm saying, like, I could boycott it on my own merit and say I'm not going to go, but I don't even know if it's going to be playing anywhere near me, to be quite honest.
Isn't it? It's a Shudder movie, isn't it? That's getting like a limited.
Yeah. Oh, is it really?
Yeah, I think it's a Shudder movie, isn't it?
Let's talk about this one. Deadline posted this page. He sent it to me, and I was like, oh my God, we have to talk about this tonight. Nexstar fined $1.2 million by FCC and could lose control of CW flagship in New York. Company vows to fight ruling vigorously. So they will lose at least one of their markets completely because of this.
Does it say what for?
Yeah. Let's scroll down here and read this. The Federal Communication... Well, actually, I'll blow this up a little bit so everybody can kind of read along. The Federal Communications Commission has determined that the local TV giant Nexstar's media group takeover of WPIX TV in New York in 2020 violated federal limits on station ownership. And then it says, in a ruling issued Thursday, the regulatory agency ordered Mission Broadcasting, Nexstar's partner in WPIX, to sell the station, failing that Nexstar could put that station under its umbrella and then shed other stations in its portfolio in order to remain under the ownership cap. The FCC also fined the company $1.2 million. This is interesting to me because this could actually lead to other stuff like this for Nexstar. Because if this is just one station, what if other states look at them and they go, oh, by the way, yeah, they're doing the same thing here. It's just red tape, really. It's really them like not reading the fine print or ignoring the fine print,
because they would have had to have known.
Well, they did. That's what I'm saying. They knew about this already. That's why that's why they were fined and everything. They knew about this.
Yeah. So that's such a bold move to even try that. That they thought that nobody would be watching or would flag them up on it. Like, that's such a I've got such swagger about town thing to do. Like, oh my God. Like, and you're wondering when why the fine comes.
I mean, I'll just be honest. It's been sort of a shit show for the CW for a minute now. I think Lance said that one new show was okay.
It's actually it really like they did a really, really good job on that show. Like it doesn't feel like crap. And looking at the trailers for like All American and Walker, they still feel the same. So it doesn't seem like they've really tampered with the like production process on any of those things. And seeing what they did with like Superman and Lois with allowing the show creator Lyle Ty Helbing and his co-creator or whatever to like bring those actors back on even for short stints. It seems like they looked online and was like, okay, people keep shitting on us. We have to course correct. We don't want to put out trash. It seems like they're trying to win back viewers. But like
I'm calling it right now.
Have stuff like this, it's weird.
Green Arrow and the Canaries coming back next season. They're going to announce it.
Let's bring back Javicia. That's all I want.
If that does happen, I will watch it. But as soon as Superman and Lois and Walker like end, I'm done with that network because they ruined my enjoyment. Coming in,
more chance of like originals or Vampire Diaries or Grimm coming back than a DC show, right?
Yeah, probably. I will say though. This is remember how they said they were going to be profitable by 2025? Not if this shit happens, because this is a big market for them. New York, big market, big market.
Yeah. Also, can I say, so you know how like majority of the shows that film in Vancouver, they try to like hide the fact that they're using like the same sets as like other shows. Like at times they at least try to hide it.
Because there's only like 5 locations in Vancouver that you film in. So
watching the show Wild Card, I said, "Oh, that was Big Belly Burger."
Yeah,
that's where they fought Reverse Flash. That's Star Labs. I said, "You guys didn't try to hide anything. You just on this fictional town is literally just Vancouver." It's so.
By the
weird.
way,
I'm like that's cheap.
We have a clip I want to share here. So you're talking about Reverse Flash. Did you guys see the clip of Tom Cavanaugh here talking to James Gunn?
Oh yeah, and people think that James Gunn was laughing at him, but he was laughing at what he was doing because it was freaking hilarious.
Okay, so and I think James Gunn responded to this. I can't find it. 3W, do you know where the response is, or
I'll look for it.
So here's
I don't know.
Here's the clip here.
I'm gonna ask you to return as Reverse Flash. Would you?
Yes, James Gunn. James, where are you? James, I'm right here, pretty solidly built, still athletic. You know, not the youngest cat, but pretty good, pretty fast on his feet. You can move pretty good. I would love to work for you, Gunn. I hear all this stuff about social media about Grant Gustin. Come on, he's got a job.
All right, so thoughts on that in general?
He's so charming.
He's clearly joking. He's 60. Why would Gunn cast a 60-year-old Eobard Thawne?
Is he?
That is heresy, Lance. He is Reverse Flash. He is Welsabard. Okay, you're gonna put some respect on his name, Lance.
Oh, he's Welsabard. But if anybody can, first of all, if anybody I want to like, and trust me, I loved Thawne. Like he started playing Thawne in what, like his early 50s at best. If he's 60 now. The Flash was on for what, like 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
He started playing Harrison Wells in like his early 50s.
Yeah.
Wow, he looked good for 50. I still, as much as I want to see him, and I would love to see Grant return as the Flash or something, I want to see new actors. Not because I'm one of those weirdos who just want to hate, oh, you're a CW. No, I just want to see new people in the role. Grant had it for 10 years, and if he reprises the role in a cameo, or if he plays like a new 52 Earth 2 era version of Jay Garrick, cool. But let's get new actors for that. Let's get new actors for Reverse Flash. Let's go back to comic book lore where Reverse Flash doesn't steal people's faces. And yeah. And I'm sure Paigey will agree too, because I still cast Paigey as Australian Eobard Thawne.
Well, Paigey, Tom Cavanaugh, should he be in the DCU or not? What do you think?
In what role?
Reverse Flash, of course.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Why? What would you cast him as?
Well, he can hoop. So
Dino says Tom is obviously joking. I agree with Lance. We need fresh and new actors.
Like he was dead ass joking in that video. Then you got people making articles. Tom Cavanaugh says he wants to return. Bro, y'all just need clicks, bro.
You know who made an article on it? Bam Smack Pow.
I'm doing a video on that, so I just want to make a video like cursing Michael Patterson out.
So what is the response here? What does he say? Oh, laughing.
He laughed, but he clarified it later on.
The disrespect. The utter disrespect. Tom Cavanaugh. I will not stand for this. I will not stand for Michael Rosenbaum disrespect. They are my two favorite characters from the two different universes. I will not stand for it. Anyway, I can't see him playing Reverse Flash, obviously, but I'd love to see him come back and play somebody else. I think it would be.
I can see him. He did it.
He really did two responses. There was that response, and there was another one where he had clarified that he was joking and loves Tom's work. For sure. Which is really
all right.
Really,
Marvel.
Peggy?
What?
That was a secret that I told you in confidence.
All right, we have a comment here from Dino Dragon. I actually missed this over here starred. Member for 16 months. Thank you so much, Dino Dragon. Personally, I think Marvel should move away from their Avengers content because it's been mid since Endgame. They should start focusing on X-Men, Fantastic Four thoughts. We're going to talk about Marvel anyway. That was my next topic, so let's go ahead and answer this.
They'll never do that.
I think that they should not necessarily move away from Avengers content, but I think it doesn't have to be the primary focus for them anymore.
Have they had any since Endgame?
I mean, they're setting up young Avengers pretty much, but I don't know if they've had any like major Avenger movies or anything like that. Obviously, I mean, look, we have the Eternals, wasn't Avengers related. We had Werewolf by Night, that wasn't Avengers related. You could say that Quantumania was Avengers related.
Out of 23, there's basically only like 6 Avengers movies that are tied. Like Civil War, I would count that as Avengers.
Okay,
movie.
let's just count the OG Avengers, right? So we have Iron Man gone, right? Iron Man's not around. Captain America retired. Well, Steve Rogers, Captain America. We have Sam Wilson, Captain America. We have Thor, who's still around, kinda. We had 2 for a moment. Now it's back down to 1, I think. Obviously, Black Widow gone. Hawkeye retired. Who are I'm trying to think of all the extended Avengers. Wanda gone. Hulk is smart. So
Vision is still around.
Vision's running around. Like the OG Avengers are pretty much completely dismantled. We have like Doctor Strange. We have Spider-Man. We have who else do we have?
Captain Falcon.
Well, yeah, I mean, I said him a second ago, but yeah, we have him. We have those 2 as well.
Did you see the Falcon art though for Torres?
Yeah.
Did you hear the theory about Captain America before he went back in to deliver the stones to?
Is this an old theory or a new theory?
It's a new theory because.
What's the new one? Because I've heard all the old ones.
He apparently looked off to the side and before he left, and knew that when he returned all the stones, he could stay with the past with Peggy Carter, because he saw himself as an old guy walking to this to the bench.
Oh, you're talking about before he left.
Before he left, he saw himself walking to the bench.
Okay, so is this based on like an old guy in the background that we didn't see, or is this based on just somebody?
No, it was before. Like the scene apparently shows him looking. Like they clarified he actually looked, and then you see.
Okay.
And then
you see Bucky as well, yeah. Because he already told Bucky his plan, so that's why he looks at him, and then he looks again. Someone else.
He looks at the bench.
That's a trip. Right.
Okay, so this is the Marvel being sued. Go ahead, Lance. What are you gonna say?
I wanted to ask you, before you jump into this, what do you think Torres is going to be a mutant like he is in the comics, or do you think he's just gonna be a flight suit?
I think
Just
it would
an
be a little
all-green flight
weird for him to be a mutant because they did not establish that when we first met him, and he took the wings from Sam for the old Falcon wings or whatever. I think that would be a little bit too coincidental if like he took the wings and then all of a sudden he's a mutant.
It depends.
The wings, yeah.
On Deadpool 3 and when.
Okay, that's a really good point. So everything we're talking about now could mean absolutely nothing after Deadpool and Wolverine, because I feel like that's going to be like a sort of a like a mini reset to the MCU. I think
because him painting the Falcon suit green is going to look ugly as hell. I'm sorry.
I thought the concept art looked okay. I mean,
yeah, but it's just like I never like the Falcon suit has never just it's been like silver and red. I just can't see it like just bright green with that visor. I can't.
KG is not a Marvel shill. He's not a Marvel shill or a Star Wars shill, so he's being quiet right now.
KG is a Flash shill. KG, can we get your reverse Flash impression?
Oh, I'm trying to get my Lance at the chemist. Trying to get crab medication impression. It's itchy.
Jesus. All right, so we have Marvel being sued for copyright infringement. Artist Darius Alis says that Marvel copied his art and used it for the poster in Werewolf by Night. So
didn't this happen with Deadpool and Wolverine too? Like someone, Kevin Feige wore a hat that had.
Like, can you go back? Do these even fucking look similar?
No, they're very different.
Yeah, the only thing similar is the style to me. Just
what
the style of it. Yeah. Like the
Maybe
way it looks, but it's probably. I think what Marvel is going to do is they're going to provide like 500 images that look just like this and go, okay.
Yeah,
so how is
going to go. Yeah, look for jump in front of a car or something if you want a quick buck. Don't come to us, like.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, like I have seen so many. Like if I go into like a clip art program, there's probably tons of these. So he's going to have to prove like not just that they look the same, but that Marvel somehow like took this design specifically. Like
what's the design even for? A knife and a rose.
Oh, I don't know. That wasn't the Marvel one. The Marvel one is the second one. This is his right here, and then this is Marvel's because that's Werewolf by Night with him at the top of it.
Very different.
This almost looks like a tattoo to me. Is it a tattoo?
I don't know. It's got something
like
like a shirt design or something.
The brow.
Yeah, it cuts off. It cuts off.
Like obviously, I know what he's pointing at because of the void on the forehead, but
yeah,
I mean,
maybe the nose.
That's just the coloring.
Maybe the nose.
No, it's the void.
Like, I think it's the void because they did the same empty space here, except with the.
No, I see that. Right, but if you take away the look at the nose, like, the wet bit of the nose, and then like where it like ruffles up, like that's kind of similar as well.
Yeah.
Other than that, not really. I mean, it's wolves. I mean, how dissimilar can you how different can you make the wolf if you're just trying to put a wolf head on something?
That's a good point. Just brass tacks. He's like, it's a wolf head. Like it's just not like.
Take a picture of a normal wolf and be like, hey, that's copyright infringement.
also, look, I know we talk about how Marvel or everybody says Marvel is dead. If this ends up being a problem, Marvel will just be like, here's $2 million, shut up. And that'll be it. That'll be the end of it. That'll be the end of it. So I don't foresee that becoming a problem. Anyway, they're being sued for that. Also, this is a funny thing. I don't know if you guys had this on your bingo card, but Kraven the Hunter, apparently Aaron Taylor Johnson had some stuff to say about quality of movies, even though he's starring in Kraven the Hunter. So Aaron Taylor Johnson, we've all had enough of studios churning out stuff that dilutes wanting to go to the cinema.
He says as the lead of one of them.
Yeah. That's the irony at it. I don't even think he can read the room, to be honest.
He also said that he wouldn't play Kraven if there wasn't something there.
Yeah, let's look at the quote. I think the quote's important. So here we go. He goes, I think there was something unique about this character and something grounded. He goes, we've all had enough of seeing certain studio films, what does he mean by that? Like, just say what you're going to say. Say what you're going to say, man. A certain kind of pop culture where they're churning out stuff that dilutes wanting to go to the cinema. I wouldn't have signed on to it if I felt there wasn't something really to really bring to life with this character. What does that tell you? Nothing. It doesn't tell me anything about this. Yeah. This sounds to me like the same thing every actor says when they get hired to work on a superhero movie when somebody asks them about superhero fatigue. It's the same fucking answer every time.
Also, his movie is about a globe-trotting man with animal powers.
Right.
That does a whole bunch of super actiony stuff. Like, how grounded is he talking here?
Not very grounded. We saw the trailer. We looked at the trailer a couple weeks ago. I mean, he's talking about how special it is. He's literally a super soldier that walks around and kills people. I mean, that's pretty much what his character is going to be. He's a mixture. He's a mixture. From what I can tell in the trailer, he's a mixture of Captain America in terms of power and Black Panther. So everybody's been asking for White Panther. Here you go. This is White Panther. It's pretty much who it is.
Yeah, but people wanted Ryan Gosling in the role of White Panther, Eric. No,
I know, but I mean that's what this feels like. I'm being honest. Like there's like I
White Tiger.
First of all, yes, White Tiger. First of all, making a bunch of movies about the Spider-Man villains that nobody really wants to see as good guys is dumb as fuck. That's number one. I think that's just stupid. They keep trying this over and over and over again. It's like, give it a break. But
I'm actually excited.
Are you really genuinely excited for this?
Yeah. Who doesn't want to see Aaron Taylor Johnson playing Kraven Jr., getting bit by a lion and getting lion powers? He's Lion Man. Come on. Who doesn't want to see that?
He is Lion Man. That's true.
Kraven the Hunter who fights for animal rights.
He's not a hunter though. He
hunts humans. Who doesn't want to see that?
That sounds problematic to me.
I think it's really cool. Like, I think he even roars at one point in this movie. They made Kraven a freaking metahuman. That's cool. I'm lying. I don't want to see this movie. This movie.
I was
going
to say right now.
You're like digging really deep into trying to.
This movie is gonna give me more indigestion than Madam Web did. I'm not gonna waste my time or my money. I'll wait till it comes out on video on demand.
I just think there's some.
Give you the runs.
That too. No, it really did though. Like I couldn't. I blew up a toilet. I'm sorry. Like it was that bad.
You were drawing me in. I
came home and hugged my Morbius DVD.
Kraven the Lion-O. I just think it's funny these people signing on for these Sony movies. I'm always willing to give shit a chance, but Sony has a track record, with the exception of like the first Venom movie, of just putting out stuff that I just do not like.
Well, the issue with around a lot of
the door for her.
Well, the issue with a lot of them, especially I think Kraven the Hunter, is that a lot of them are trying to make it in like the form of Joker. And add some like other real world story or element to it, some real life things. So obviously Joker was like mental health and I guess just the whole public health system to an extent. And this is obviously with like the trafficking of animals and all the hunting and or even just like the whole process around
I thought it was child abuse.
For what, Kraven the Hunter?
Yes.
No, that was Madam Web.
His dad.
You're a parent. You took your kid to watch Madam Web. Like
I love that people are posting. I love that people are posting clips of Madam Web, and people are seeing just how bad that movie actually was. It was a bad movie. Like it's bad. There's some people posting clips going, "This is better than anything we've seen in the MCU." It's like, stop, Cap. No. Like it's just lies.
I don't mean to play the race card, but like the fact that they just had the black girl wanting to just eat all the time. That rubbed me the wrong way. I said, why is she so... Black people aren't just hungry all the time. Like,
call them out.
You just want to eat.
Hold on. I didn't open my book.
Oh, no, here
New
we go.
Stereotype. Didn't realize it existed. Okay, thanks, Lance. Got that one, wrote it down. Didn't realize that was a thing.
I didn't realize there was a thing either until I realized he's the only one that wants to eat.
Eric knew it existed. He probably uses it. Caught out.
Eric, yeah. Always.
They couldn't even wait 3 hours. I'm like, don't go, because I literally knew that something was bad was going to happen. I'm like, there was a perfect way, you don't leave. And guess what? They leave. I'm like, yep, something's going to happen.
Dude getting hit by cars left and right, but gets killed by a giant pea.
Well, after all of the injuries, that was the one he succumbed to. Like,
there you go. I'm not trying to ick anybody's kink, but yeah, I mean, maybe that's what it was.
To be honest, I haven't seen it, but if that doesn't prove that Coke is better than Pepsi, I don't know what will. I mean, Pepsi was so
Wait a minute. Where's Canada Graphs at? Doesn't he like Pepsi? Doesn't he drink Pepsi?
I love Pepsi, but seeing that much Pepsi placement in that movie made me not
Okay.
drink it for like a
Okay,
whole
we
week.
need. Okay, can we have a pause here? None of this.
Yeah.
I don't want any like blasphemy to go on here at the moment. Okay, Pepsi is arse. It's absolute. It's dog shit. However, yeah. So Coke is much better. Coke is like the supreme cola. Like there's other colas that are better than Pepsi. However, Coke no sugar /0 is worse than Pepsi Max. Pepsi Max is the best out of that department. Though
sugar-free pops.
Here's the thing. I hadn't had a normal Coke for about 6 months. I had it. It felt like you were being ascended to heaven. It's like that different thing, but it's so bad for you. You can't drink it that often. But like it's like
it depends also where you get it from as well, because there's different Cokes from different shops.
Well,
they get it from different places.
A McDonald's Coke is good, but it's also not pure. Like the best Coke you can get is out of a glass
Sprite. Is like electricity in a bottle.
Deadly. It's deadly. If you get that fresh popping Sprite, like right directly, they just changed the tube out. They just got the brand new pack in there. It will kill.
Well, I've told you this, haven't they? In Australia now, they don't have normal Sprite at McDonald's. You can only get the Sprite no sugar. It's a default one. There's no normal Sprite.
Calvin says Fanta Zero Sugar tastes good. I've never had
Fanta. Actually, that just tastes like Fanta. That just tastes like Fanta. There's no, you can't even tell the difference.
It tastes like Fanta that's been left out for a little bit.
No, just to me, I don't know. Well, to be honest, I haven't drunk a normal Fanta because I'm not 5 years old in ages. So, but Fanta Zero, when I had it, it just tasted like what I remember Fanta tasting like.
Okay.
Yeah, the memory.
I'll tell you what, though.
Yeah,
if Coke Zero or Coke No Sugar can level itself up where it gets to any sort of taste like Coke, because it doesn't taste like Coke at all, Pepsi might go out of business, because I think Pepsi Max is keeping them afloat, to be completely honest.
All right, so now that we've established the soda wars,
well, yeah, you're being an idiot and drinking Dr. Pepper.
Well, okay,
Jesus.
I know, right? That's the worst one, yeah, right? So, like, we're all shitting on Pepsi here, but like, we agree that Dr. Pepper is like abysmal.
Look,
because...
Michael here says Mountain Dew Zero is good, and I think they have a Baja Blast Zero Taco Bell.
We don't have Baja Blast in Australia. You have to make your own like concoction of normal Mountain Dew, Blue Powerade, and I think Sprite. I think it's some sort of combination of them, and it makes Baja Blast.
Dino Dragon here says Mexican Coke out of the glass is the best version of Coke. Real natural sugar. Look,
I'll tell you what.
Yes, I agree. It's Dr. Pepper.
See, well, no, Dr. Pepper's flat by the time you get to the end of the can.
That is true, though. I can't argue.
I'll tell you what. No, my favorite cola in the world, but I'd never get it because it's expensive. I only get it if I get Mexican. Is Doritos, the Mexican cola Doritos. Do you ever?
I didn't know you liked Mexican beverages, Paigey.
Well, when they're not costing me an arm and a leg to buy one, then
can you speak a little Spanish for us?
See,
it's kind of hot. All right. Well, Lance has to hop off. He's got dinner, so we're going to watch this trailer, but he's got to go. So check out Lance Geek Drums, Party Nation live every week.
We're the spinoff of this.
Yeah,
I'm eating a New York strip.
Spinoff of Saturday, not
and
this.
some mashed potatoes.
Are they properly mashed or that chunky shit?
They're properly mashed. My wife can cook.
Okay, one of my pet hates is non-properly mashed potato.
I make the best mash ever. I make the best mash.
Hey, Morgan, how are you?
Right, hands down. I make the creamiest, non-lumpy mash ever.
Well, see, I believe that, but Eric adds his own special ingredient to make his.
No, I don't. We're not even gonna
On that note, I'll catch you guys Saturday.
The secret is a potato ricer. Right, so that takes takes all of the grunt work out of it. Right, it's literally a device where you put in mash and bop it, and then it's strained out in like a grater. It's awesome.
All of the games are Mexican
literally blocking.
They say there's chock full of sugar. It's a huge problem. I guess so, maybe.
The comics are like literally just like covering page.
Yeah. I live next door. It's so cheap for me. Dino says, I prefer Dr. Pepper as a second choice or cherry vanilla Coke. Okay.
I've never really got into. I don't like vanilla Coke that much. I'd rather you just do Coke with like vanilla ice cream in it, like a spider. What do you call them?
Cherry Coke.
We don't
really have it here. Like I think you can get it from like we used to have it back in the day, but I don't really like artificial cherry. It tastes like horse medicine, like human
you know when you're tasting. You do know when you're tasting artificial cherries. Yeah.
All right,
I like normal cherry, but I don't like the artificial cherry.
Romulus trailer. I don't know what this is. Is it a game or? Is it
I've got a joke as well. People apparently wanted jokes to come back.
Well,
so
we'll do it at the end. We'll do it at the end.
Yeah, you might want to end the stream as soon as I say it.
Yeah. Okay, well that's got me worried now. Alien Romulus. This is a movie, right? I haven't seen it yet. Someone told me we should watch it tonight. I haven't.
It was meant to go to Hulu or something, and now it's going to theaters.
Is it a new extension on the timeline or something jumping back? Do we know?
I have no idea. People in the chat can listen, I guess, because again, I'm totally new to this. Anyway, we're gonna watch it and see what this is. So here we go. Oh geez. Don't breathe in Evil Dead. Ridley Scott. Oh my God.
Run.
Holy shit. Oh my God.
Was that when I saw the trailer, but like when it came out the other time, is that meant to be a face hugger but being removed?
Yeah.
I was going to say because I wasn't exactly sure because it happens pretty quickly.
Okay, so Troy here clears it up. He says timeline wise, this is between Alien and Alien. Oh my God.
Is this them going to the original place that was in the first Alien?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I knew that name was familiar. Like that Romulus name has been floating around for years, isn't it?
Oh my God. That looks so fucking good to me.
It's amazing.
The only issue is that the trailers for that other Alien movie, the one that Danny McBride wrote, looked really, really good. And then the movie wasn't that great. It was okay, but I didn't love it.
Which one was that?
The one that followed on from Prometheus. It was meant to be like a Prometheus sequel. Alien.
Covenant.
Covenant. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, but this looks like a proper good. Aliens movie. Like this looks like
This looks like proper like horror. Like that one looked like it was a lot of outside scenes.
Well, Dino, that's the thing is it reminds me of that era, like the Alien/Aliens era, which I really love. See you later, Hero's Journey. Have a good night. Wow. I'm totally on board with that one.
Insane. Like you almost feel the when it said like Evil Dead and everything, you can feel that.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing about that is that it's not like an active thing. They're going into an inactive thing where people have already been slaughtered.
Yeah.
So that
because this is where the team finds themselves after it happens, which I think is really cool. Really, really fucking cool. All right, so I think that's where we're going to wrap everything up. If anybody has any last minute questions in the chat, you want to super chat a topic, you can. Otherwise, I think we've gone through everything we're supposed to tonight. Paige has a joke. Paige has a joke, but hold it in for a second. Just give us a second. Don't even go there yet. I watched the story trailer for Marvel 1943: Rise of Hydra. There's a story trailer for that.
Am I the only one that's worried that this game is going to be like some turn-based arse and they just released this cinematic trailer just to get people excited?
Right, the trailer looked great. It looked so good.
It's going to be some like click and point adventure thing, and everyone thinks it's going to be like.
I am very worried because this is the thing. I did like Avengers, right? And I'm not like some whole kind of Marvel shill. I liked the game, but there were so many faults with it: the loading times, the repetitiveness of the baddies. Like, I got the criticisms for sure, and I played it like. Very sparingly. Do you know what I mean? So I got to enjoy it. I didn't just sit and sweat it out. But I'm very nervous.
Hey, Defunct. Sorry that you weren't here for most of the stream. I do.
Midnight Suns was the biggest letdown ever. Oh my god!
But to be fair,
Oh
Dovin, I
my
think it was made pretty
God.
early on after that trailer came out that Midnight Suns was going to be what it was. This one, they're seem to be hiding what the game is, and they just released this trailer.
I was.
Well, it's
so
going to play like
Oh,
Uncharted.
it's
That's the
Uncharted.
case.
It's like Uncharted. Yeah, that sounds fucking amazing. Honestly,
Did anybody play X-Men Legends or Marvel Ultimate Alliance?
no.
I think I might have
They
played
were-
that. Is that X-Men Legends one, the one where you created the new characters?
No, that's like X-Men Destiny. X-Men
Okay, I
Legends.
played that one. That
like
one was arse.
4-people team on a D-pad that you switch in between, and like a button bashing. Right, they are great stories. They rip from the comics, and that's what I was hoping Midnight Suns was going to be, and then it just got ripped away from everybody. It was shocking.
Lone Wolf here, the $5 super chat. Did anyone else chuckle when Magneto struggled to say coexist, or was it just me? I don't know if Darth has gotten that far, but yeah, it was pretty interesting watching him like kind of deal with all of the stuff that was happening around him. I have to say though, again with X-Men 97, just I think we're in for a really wild season. I think it's going to be a really strong season. And this is between this and Deadpool and Wolverine, I don't think it's going to be quite as dry of a year as we thought it was. I think it's going to be an interesting year for Marvel to see how the mutants sort of bolster up, going into the next 2025 or whatever. All right, this is the trailer. I haven't seen that. I've only seen clips of this, but we're going to watch the whole thing. Rise of Hydra. All right.
They're combing the streets, searching house to house.
If they arrest you two, they will
This looks
take you to their
beautiful.
headquarters, and you will not return.
Is this on the Unreal Engine? Does anybody know? I know that the new updates to the Unreal Engine are amazing.
Looks like that game, Sniper. Is it called Sniper?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah,
Is it called Sniper?
There's a game called Sniper. Yes.
Doritos is very aware of that.
I'm more concerned with the 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy.
I'll be honest, it's always weird seeing somebody else play Steve Rogers other than Chris Evans. Like, I don't mind other versions of Captain America, but when it's supposed to be Steve, it's always a little weird seeing it.
By my count, that makes 2 super soldiers loose in Paris.
3, counting you.
And that's 2 too many.
Is this supposed to be T'Chaka? Is that the character? Wait, is that the right?
It has to be, yeah. Or his father.
Yeah,
I think it's another name.
It's another one? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be there before the sun rises, before the Germans,
Missouri.
before that American.
Okay.
The Iron Force has been found.
Please.
I like the cape.
Just stick to the rooftops. Be careful. Stand beside me.
When am I not?
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem. Our friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Also, I want to point out that the MCU, their design of the Captain America suit has kind of taken over all of the live action and animated Captain Americas. Because back in the day, everybody, what's funny about that? What are you laughing about? What's funny?
That's a cool shot, by the way.
Did you cough or were you laughing?
Maybe both. Yeah.
I thought I was waiting for you to tell me what was funny. You usually have a line like "this made me laugh" or whatever.
No, you made a face with your face.
Oh, okay. That's what faces
Yeah,
do.
the
too.
front part of your head.
Yeah, that's what faces do. But the design of Captain America has sort of been pretty much just taken over by the MCU design, which is not a bad thing, but it's just interesting to see even in the gaming world now they're moving into like the helmet with the ears out and everything. Like all of that seems to be like coming from the MCU era. So yeah,
I gotta say, I prefer
You're right.
the Marvel Avengers design of Captain America to this
Mhm.
one. If I'm honest, I don't much like his face. I hope, yeah.
Is this gag
So-
meant to be anyone relevant from the comics?
I don't think so. I mean, unless I'm forgetting someone. Yeah. In the game, you can play as 4 playable characters.
Well, that'd be this dude and then that chick that's next to Black Panther.
Yeah. So that's probably why the name's on there.
Are you?
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
That's far enough!
Stay.
I'll be honest, this looks almost like a movie. Like, these graphics are so good. This is almost a fucking movie. Like, crazy.
Out of my way.
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone. I don't have time for this. Neither do I.
Yeah, so those are that Gabe person is one of the other players. So it's these 4 here. Is there anything else? or is
Yay,
that-
stealth missions.
Interesting. I don't know, it looks pretty good to me. You know, I want to play as Black Panther. I love the suit. I think the suit's really cool. Crossing fingers for Wolverine cameo. I don't know if they would do that.
No, he's got his own game going on, me.
Yeah. That leaked game that everybody was like trying to shit on. So Braden says it is T'Challa's grandfather. Okay.
Chitanda, I think, which is aka Zula the Wise or something. I think I'm butchering the hell out of it, but yeah.
Yeah. Sounds cool. Let's see here. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. So Paigey can go ahead and tell his joke, but before that, because I'm pretty sure the joke is gonna be really edgy. Before we head out, I want to say thank you to 3Dub for being here. Check him out on his channel, official 3Dub. Social media, everywhere you can find 3Dub. With Darth Bunyan with the Followable Fandom podcast. What day of the week is that on? Fridays?
Yeah.
So it's tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not for you. Wait, it is still tomorrow for you. Yeah, it would be.
It's
So-
tomorrow for it's
Tonight.
today for him.
Paigey as usual. So Paigey, go ahead and tell your joke. Whatever it is.
So, a man walks into a bar. He's got a Magnum revolver, 6 bullets. So